this is how many dungeon quests there are. Every single thing on screen is giving me useful resources that I will want. And the very first quest is to run dungeons as a soldier. So let's do a major overhaul. Oh, I have new upgrade points. Well, that's pretty convenient. Let's go and do that. I promised I would actually remove my overlay for the next time we were here. Storm shield storage, I don't need that at all. Building health is extremely useful in every mission I will ever play in. And backpack size is, as of yet, not a concern, especially since, as of course you can see, I'm prioritizing ventures. So adrenaline rush can't go any higher until we're a higher level. I would really like another ability, but that's going to be 35. I think we can just put 1 point into building health. I think that's a fundamental thing that will impact every game I ever play. Although, ironically speaking, one of those exceptions is, of course, dungeons. So, speaking of which, let's get that loadout going. Of all of my soldier, I have Rescue Trooper Ramirez. So that's going to be our build. I love being a noob account. And we can currently queue level 1 dungeons or level 1. Thank you to the viewers from my stream, by the way, who are joining me on these baby accounts. I love it. This kind of camaraderie is fun. I would love the experience of randoms in the wild, but it's way more likely that it's going to be a high-level player. And so far, it's been pretty fun. So yeah, dungeons on a new account. This is going to be a really good time. All right, first, okay, so this is actually true for me. This is my first ever dungeons game as a baby account. This is pretty cool. And I had that whole comment about dialogues today. I actually don't need to hear the dungeon dialogue because I have a whole series where I explored the crypts, the inferno, and the grotto so far very thoroughly. If you're interested in that series, I'll be linking all 3 of those in the description down below. They are really fun background noise. I recorded those extremely casually, and I and a lot of the viewers who enjoyed it had a really good time with that series. They're like an hour long in some cases, or 40 minutes for the, or was it 53 for the crypts and then 40 something for inferno? My point is they're very long. They're not very cut. And it's definitely like side monitor gameplay, but it's cool. Like, for example, there's actually a chest at the very top in the grotto, but I don't think there's anything of note in this zone here, so we can just move on to the next floor. I was actually worried about dungeons because I didn't know how easy it would be to break the monoliths. That went pretty quickly. Obviously, level 1 is super easy, and I really like the fact that, I don't think I've mentioned this yet, I won't be using skins on this account. I think emotes are fine, but I think something we all missed when they added customizable skins to this game was actually seeing the hero you're using, and especially since I'm a baby noob and I'm going to be watching all of these characters level up, like what I'm seeing on screen right now is not even what Legendary Ramirez looks like, so we're going to be able to see the outfits of my characters change all throughout the games, and because I'm going to be unlocking new heroes and changing my loadouts all the time, you guys will be able to see on the fly which loadout I'm using if you guys missed it when I gave a little intro. So yeah, I think it'll just be fun to not have any skins on this account. Obviously, as a founder, I will be able to unlock V-Bucks without spending any real-life money, but I just think this way is more fun. And also, okay, we're sort of here for the safes, for the safe cracking quest, but there's a separate quest on the side in the same cram session section that is also giving you bonuses for getting normal chests. That is really, really awesome, and I just got baited. You'd think I would know better at this point, but in my defense, I did get teleported while commentating this video, so I'm a little capped out on bandwidth right now, but yeah, that's actually a really good thing to keep note of. So we're going to want chests and safes, although it's only, actually, I can double check it right here. Cram session, safe, successful. So we just need 1 treasure chest, and then I'll get 20 drops of rain. It's not a lot. That's 1/20th of a 130, but as a baby noob, 20 drops of rain is going to go a lot further for me. This is another one of those things that I learned by exploring, and it looks like my teammate over there knows as well. There are, I believe, I thought it was guaranteed. Oh, maybe that's the Inferno. There was a room very similar to this. It might have been Inferno. Oh, it's up higher. Yes, thank you, Mango, for knowing better. Yeah. There are guaranteed tier 5 chests up here, and I almost missed them again, dude. I spent those long series exploring dungeons and learning their ins and outs, and then there's just still so much more. And I didn't want to record like a follow-up to those series showing everything I missed because that didn't really feel worthy of its own video. Oh. But I can show some of the things that I've learned since then. Although I'm going to have to actually figure out where I just came from so that I can pick up where I left off. Yeah, so there was something I missed back in this room. So that's where I was just at over here. There's a whole section in the wall. Someone commented that I walked right by it. A tier 5 chest. I had no idea. I thought that was really cool and I wanted to update you guys on that. I also showed this in the Crypts video, but there's a tier 5 down there. I don't need any more tier 5 chests, and even opening them only gives you like a small amount of gold, so I'm not terribly interested, but it is there. And it's so cool using that knowledge. I knew I'd play dungeons again in the future. There's another tier 5 here as well. Again, the real world gold that you get, like it's actually not that substantial, so I'm not terribly concerned. But the one thing I'm trying to double check are where any safes might be, because that's actually what I need for the safe cracking quest. And I feel like there's got to be some in the crypts. If there's not, then whatever, I'll get them in Inferno next game. But oh yeah, Inferno really is next game, so okay. All right, now we're moving on to Vlad. He should be pretty easy. Earns are 96 out of 100. It's funny, I worry about earns on my main account even, but on a newbie account that needs every last candy for the llamas, it is very, very important to get all the earns. It's only 100 extra tickets, but it adds up if you make the effort to do it. I even did the speed earning guide for Inferno. Link to that in the description down below. In fact, I'm just going to link the entire dungeon playlist down there. All of the 4 videos I've mentioned so far are going to be linked to that playlist anyway. But my point is, that guide showed me that when I broke down the math of how much extra time you spend grabbing those 100 earns, it will slow you down, but you will end up with more tickets per hour. So especially on a noob account where I have nothing from the black metal set and some of those weapons are really good, I am very vigilant to make sure I grab them. Especially since we're not speedrunning anyway, it makes no sense to just ignore all of the earns. Like, what are you going faster for? Like, this is a game we have all paid money to play. Enjoy it. I don't mind breaking a bunch of earns, collecting the gold, and killing some enemies in the meantime. Like, that's what I enjoy about this game. Now, for whatever reason, Vlad is like invincible for a bit or greatly reduced damage. So the early war cry actually kind of goes to waste. But seems like we're back to doing semi-meaningful damage. I think somebody's just got some strong weapons, but yeah. Easy crypts cleared. It's so weird. I was actually nervous that I would have a hard time without a proper loadout. Like, how am I going to break the monoliths without a minigun? What am I going to do? You're just going to do what you normally do, but a little slower. Like, it really wasn't even a big deal. This was cool. All right, first game of Dungeons rewards. So, literally running dungeons one singular time has gotten me a bunch of BR XP, a brand new character, which I don't think is new because I think I already have Ken, a bunch of candy, that's good for a few llamas, a bit of gold, and I do plan to run more dungeons today, but I'm too excited. Let's crack open some llamas. Let's just do a bunch at once, maybe 5. Here we go. So, 5 llamas on a noob account. So, my very first legendary survivor, just like that. Kyle the 13th and Ghoul Trooper are both completely new to me. And then I've got a couple of, zombie purple survivors, a purple lead, which is useful. Like, everything is good here. All the blue stuff is just good for recycling and the collection book, but not a bad haul. Midnight Stalker has gone unmentioned so far. It's okay. It's not an excellent weapon, but I have actually used it recently, and it was all right. Let's actually spend that upgrade point while we're here. There we go. Is it going to let me spend them? All right. Adrenaline Rush can't be buffed, and boosted are coming out of my mouth at the same time, so it can't be boofed, but we can do build and repair speed. Again, that is going to impact every mission forever. Pickaxe, that's the one I want. We're going to get to account level 25. We're going to do that. So let's go to the survivor squads and make whatever changes it allows. So I think our lead here is going to go unchanged. These are both the same personality, so it doesn't really make a difference, but the survivors will go up. So yeah, we're already not using a matching personality, so we could just use her. Let's actually take note. I am level 4. I'm not going to see the exact progress because of my teammates boosting me, but it's not too big of a deal. I'm sorry, boofing me. There we go. Let's get a matching personality. Epic. And frankly, I probably could have done this sooner, but it seems like the lady here and the trolls are, you know what, just for diversity, let's get 2 different enemies in there. And now I'm a power level 5. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy to see immediate results from dungeons, but we're not done yet. Okay, so here's what I have to decide. The lab is extremely good for Chaos Agent, but I'm literally not at a point in the game yet where I can even take advantage of Chaos Agent. And something that's happening on the day of recording is that well, the plasmatic discharger is coming to the shop, and I've gotten this question a lot. Are you going to use the discharger? Are you going to use the xenon bow? What's the plan for that? And honestly, probably not. I'm trying to have fun with this series, and I'm trying to show new players that you don't need the top weapons to enjoy the game. The discharger trivializes the game. I think we all know that. It does a ridiculous amount of damage to smashers, and even normal mini bosses that aren't smashers aren't gonna go down very slowly with the discharger. So it's just not fun for me. I've spent a ton of times with those weapons. I've shown dozens of videos on those topics, and the xenon bow, everybody knows how good it is. So I feel like spending my early game resources on such phenomenal weapons like that is kind of missing the point of having fun with it. So you can do whatever you want. I'm not saying you're wrong for doing that. I'm just saying, personally speaking, it's not in line with the kind of fun that I'm trying to have. Now, On that note, there are some insane weapons in here. The Dirge Song, you guys have seen it. I have shown this weapon as the strongest loadout in the game, and it's a little off meta. That's why I'm considering it, but it requires an entire loadout. It needs a first shot Rio. You obviously don't need Sledgehammer or anything, but first shot Rio is kind of the minimum to get maximum advantage out of this. And again, it would make my early game really, really tricky and trivialize it, and I just don't need it. It needs a whole loadout to be its best, but it's going to be overkill even without it, so I just don't want to go that route. The Spectral Blade is a fantastic melee, and might be the second thing I pick up, but if you want to have fun with the game, and if I want to play the game that I want to play, you know I gotta pick up the Gravedigger right away. You gotta know that. Did you guys know that like one of, if not my very first Save the World video on my entire channel was maxing out the perks on the Gravedigger? This is like close to my heart, as of course the first weapon I gotta pick up. In fact, it might be the first AR I level up, and of course, it's the Gravedigger. I am not saying it's the best in the game. I think I just made a speech saying as much, but like, of course I gotta grab it. It's the season for it. So now that I've had fun spending my riches, let's go and do Inferno, get safe cracking done, and then we can worry about Chaos Agent. There's plenty of time to grab him. As I'm recording this, there are about 2 weeks left in the season, so I'm not gonna forget about him, but he's not right this second's priority. And a last minute reminder from Demon Gamer in chat. Thank you so much, reminding me to run a ninja. That's one of the quests that it needs. Now, Assassin Sarah will buff the damage of my melees, which can help me get through the monoliths faster. And I think that's more important than running quicker. I'm definitely overthinking this either way, but Assassin Sarah I think is a good lead. And oh, I queued a mission here without even debating it. Could I have ran a higher power level? It's okay. We're not here for the difficulty of the mission. We're here for safes, and level 1 is going to be just as good as any. Now, isn't there actually a cram session quest for getting killed? Oh man, look at this. All these level 1 characters. Do they even know I'm a power level 6 nowadays? They got nothing on me. Easy. Clowning on these level 1s. Look at them go. Does this even count for cram session? I don't even hear. What does it want? Cram session. Oh no. I need to kill power level 9 enemies. All right, I'll rise to that challenge in the future, but right now I'm not ready. I think rising to that challenge would have been a good idea, but you'll see why in the next episode. Yes, this is part 1 of 2 of my dungeon session as a noob account. This was a pretty fun episode. It's the first episode actually without any voiceover because the live commentary did well. I knew exactly what I wanted to say and I think it came out great. But the next episode is jam-packed with stories. We got a lot of fun stuff going on, including a story about Pokey's machete-wielding girlfriend. You're not going to want to miss out. So subscribe to see more. Like the video if you liked it. I'll see you guys soon with the next video, and thank you for watching. And then